On? Welcome back. It is Monday, June 11th. Just going to go over some routine stuff today. Literally routines. You'll see that in the title of today's video. Last week we talked about hydration, and I got a lot of great feedback about that and how people don't realize that water is a component to hydration. There's multiple components to hydration. So on the plus side, that definitely was well received, and a lot of people benefited from that. This week we're going to talk about routines. So a lot of times as we get closer to summer, we allow our routines to slip, the things that we've already established. So I'm not talking about creating a new habit. I'm not talking about creating a new pattern for your life. I'm talking about the routines that you currently have, that you're currently engaged in. Because it's the summer, we decide, hey, let's go ahead and let those things slide. Let's get a little bit more lax with those things. Let's not do the things that we were doing that have made us successful throughout the entire year because summer's here. And that's definitely not what we want to do. I've already heard it a couple times. The kids are out of school, so it's a lot harder for me to do these things. Why? I mean, when you really think about it, yes, the kids are out of school. Yes, you still have your normal daily routine. You still have your life patterns. If your kids are going somewhere for camp or whatever during the summer, what really changes? You have to drop the kids off by 8 o'clock at camp. You had to drop the kids off at 8 o'clock in the summer at school. So when you look at that one particular thing, it's like, okay, well, this is what I have going on. Or it becomes, well, now that the summer's here, we're going out to eat a lot more, we're doing this a lot more, we're doing that a lot more. And that's perfectly fine. But be aware of what you're doing. Be aware of how your life is going, what habits that you have that you need to focus on. So if you woke up every day and you dropped the kids off at school at 7 o'clock in the morning, and now you're dropping the kids off at camp at 8 o'clock, why is your pattern thrown off? You have an extra hour in your morning to make sure things are prepared. The fact of the matter is, when you have more time, people tend to let their routine slip because they're like, well, I can sleep in a little bit longer. Do you need it? Do you really need that extra time to sleep? And if you do, that's perfectly fine. Take it. But in reality, if you're just using it because, well, now you have it, it's going to disrupt the routine. And the biggest thing is it's big picture, because now in 3 months when everyone's back to school, you go through the whole, I've got to get back in the routine of doing these things. Why break the routine? Why break the habit? If you're going to bed at midnight now because the kids are staying up till 11 o'clock, and normally they would only stay up till 9 o'clock, why are the kids staying up till 11 o'clock? Because they don't have to go to school in the morning, and then you have to deal with the stress of them not getting enough sleep, and then you're staying up later and you're not sleeping as much. So the routines that we get into are actually really good for us, and most people have routines. Everything that we do is routine based. From the moment that your alarm goes off in the morning till the time that you go to bed at night, there's a routine there. You don't really compromise that routine. If you think about your morning routine, you get up in the morning, maybe you go over, you brush your teeth while the water's heating up in your shower, and then you get in the shower, and then while your hair is drying or while you're blow drying your hair, whatever, you turn the coffee pot on, and then. So you have a structure to how you live your life. Once you decide to let that structure slide because, well, the kids are out of school, we have more time, we have less of this, we have less of that, there's no reason to. There's no reason to let that slide. And once you allow that to slide, you get out of the habit of having that structure in your morning, that structure through your day. For a lot of people who have kids, they know, or they knew, when the kids were very young, they had a pattern. By 10 o'clock, we wake up at 8. By 10 o'clock, we need more food. By, noon, we need our nap. By 1:30, we need more food, and so on and so forth. So there's a structure there. There's a pattern there. There's a lifestyle that has to go with that. So as you progress, as you grow older, that routine is part of how we become people. You wake up in the morning. If we were to go back 3, 4, 500 years, you'd wake up in the morning, you'd go find your food, you'd hunt your food down, you'd go to your job, whatever it was, then you'd eat, then you'd go through your day. There's a routine, there's a pattern. Every day when you go to work, your boss doesn't turn around and go, oh, well, it's summer, it's okay that you're an hour late. No, that's never okay. The pattern is still there. So why change the rest of your life to mimic a different pattern that's basically man-made instead of allowing your pattern to keep going? Basically what will happen, if you allow that to backslide, it takes a lot more work to get back in the habit. You allow yourself to slide out of your good habits, and then it's, oh, well, the summer's here, so we start making excuses as to why we can't be successful during the summer months. Well, the summer's here, the kids are out of school, I've got barbecues I've got to go to, I've got all these things, and we allow ourselves to make excuses. If you were to go home right now, and assuming those of you who have kids or coworkers or whatever else, and your coworkers come in and they say, hey, it's summer, so I'm not going to do this report. Or your kids come in and they're like, well, it's summer, so I'm not going to clean my room. You wouldn't take that. You wouldn't take that for a second. You wouldn't take that for a minute. You'd be like, the hell is this? but you're turning around and you're telling your body, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to take care of you. I'm not going to make you a priority because it's summer. And why would I make you a priority because it's June, July, and August? It sounds silly. So when you hear that out loud, it's kind of like, well, yeah, and I made this conversation before. If you were to look at your success or failure the same way you would look at a relationship, would you allow someone that you were dating to not show up on you? Would you allow someone that you were dating to bail on you? And if you were going on a date, and you were, let's say tonight, you're going on a date, and it's one of those things where it's like 6 o'clock, there's a meeting at 7, yeah, I can't make it because it's summer. It's kind of what I thought too. So really take a second, think about it. Think about the structure that you have in place. Think about what you're willing to give up to maintain that structure. And when I say give up, don't think about I'm going to go home and live in my closet forever and whatever else. No. What things are you willing to fight to keep your structure? What things are you willing to let go of to keep your structure? So if that means that you're going out till 11 o'clock tonight to a barbecue, and then tomorrow you decide you still have to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, that's fine. What do you do? I mean, do you want to live? Do you want to have that structure? That's fine. You just maintain the structure as best you can, because the better that you can maintain your habits when it gets harder to maintain your habits, the easier it'll be to maintain those habits when it's easy. And then, of course, from there, the easier success will be. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next Monday.